Only one event has caused people to say that the healing and unlocking that they received within was akin to a plant medicine ceremony. Only one event has caused people to say that it changed their life from the inside out forever. And that event is Awaken Your Highest Self. It's been live for the last 3 years, and it has transformed the lives of thousands of people. And yet we are going virtual with it. So if you've ever wanted to attend this magical 3-day experience live and in person, this is your final chance. Go to dannymorel.com/awaken right now, or click the link in the show notes to register today. Resistance. It's a word that's been coming up for me lately in my journey, and I want to show you how resistance can actually keep you from everything that you want in life. If you haven't heard last week's episode, I recommend that you start there first, because this one is going to make a lot more sense. In last week's episode, I talked to you about essentially how everything in life is connected to your relationship with your mother and father. And I also mentioned how part of our life's path is to look back on everything that we've experienced in life, understand it all as being a perfect part of our journey. And what keeps us from that is resistance. The reason why this is coming up is because I want to share a personal story. I attracted and called in my dream partner, literally the woman of my dreams. If you could have seen my journal and my notes from the past about the partner that I wanted to attract, to the T, it's the woman that I attracted. I would say even beyond my wildest dreams, because admittedly, back then, I was probably more focused on the exterior, which is why I tell you guys that real love is not in the exterior. You know, it's from my own lessons. And I didn't understand the real value of partnership. I didn't understand the real value of someone's heart, someone's character, someone's emotional side. And now, looking at the partner that I have, I can legitimately and honestly look you in the eye right now and tell you there's just no better partner on planet Earth than me, and I am legitimately the luckiest guy in the world. That's not just words, it's genuinely how I feel. Now, with all of that being said, guess what was happening in my mind? Resistance. I was finding a way to resist the blessings that were right in front of me. I was finding a way, unconsciously, a way out, believe it or not. If you've never seen our podcast together, Finding the One, my God, if you're in a relationship or you ever hope to be in one, go start at episode 1. Just type in Finding the One on YouTube and you'll find it. And I think we did a series of 8 or 9 episodes, and we're going to be coming back with more a little bit later in the year. But in there, I shared how a real part of my experience was that I started to wonder, before we got married, I started to think, like, I'm never going to be with another woman ever again. And it started to bother me. And I shared in that episode how when I shared that with my wife, she was perfectly okay with it. And just in the speaking with her, it diffused it. What I never shared was that I now realize that it was never about the fact that I would or would not ever be with another woman ever again. It was about the fact that I was resisting true love and connection. And I got to be honest with you guys. The deeper and deeper I look into my experience in relationship, the more and more that I realize that I have always been resisting deep love and connection. Why? Because love equals pain to me in my unconscious mind. That's right. When we, as little boys and girls, don't receive the love that our heart was yearning for, we create an unconscious story through our experiences, through our letdowns and our pains. And as a result, I was unconsciously in a constant state of resistance when it came to the relationship with my wife. Even, I'm telling you, even when I attracted the perfect partner, you could attract the perfect partner. You could attract the perfect career. You could follow the perfect diet for your body, right? The three energies of human mastery: finances, relationships, and wellness. And yet, unconsciously, please listen to me, your mind will find a way to resist. And how does it do it? Number one, it finds a way out in relationships. Number two, it judges people. Number three, it compares. Number four, it wishes that things were different. Yeah. Number five, it speaks negatively to you. Number six, it reminds you of your past. Number seven, it keeps you in a constant conversation up here. Number eight, it doesn't allow you to be in a state of flow in the present moment. All of this is resistance. It's your mind's unconscious chatter. It's the chatter in your mind that keeps you, gosh, what's the word? Outside of the frequency of love. And it will always find a way to rear its ugly head unless you start your healing journey. This is why I'm such an advocate for this work. Because what I'm sharing with you is something deep. It's something vulnerable. It's a real life experience in my life. And I can probably give you 100 other examples in my life and thousands of others examples in the lives of the people that I work with, where all of it has to do with resistance. Resisting what? Resisting how powerful you actually are. Resisting that you and the Creator are one. No separation, no savior, no need for anything outside of you. I couldn't help but realize, I'm going to speak here for a second. I couldn't help but realize I was at a wedding recently, and for the sake of not pointing out any specific religious beliefs, I'm just going to say I was at a wedding, and the officiant, when we left the wedding, I couldn't help but tell Jen, there was this underlying energy from the officiant. And the best way that I could describe it is, I know and you don't. And she was like, yep, that's how it is. And I'm bringing that up because we've been so conditioned through religion, even through government, society, that they know and you don't. And it's our deepest fear. When it comes to our spiritual journey, it's the deepest part of the journey is removing yourself from the grips of this unconscious belief system and energy that the answer is outside of you, that the answer is in another human being, that the answer is in some intermediary between you and God. And the thing that probably most angers your ego is the concept that maybe, just maybe, you and God are one, and you are God in human form. The same way that whoever in your religion tells you is, when they tell you that was God in human form, maybe, just maybe, that's you as well. But Danny, why'd you have to go there? Well, because that's where it begins. That's where it begins. That's where victim energy begins. Yeah, that's where all the resistance begins. Because your soul knows the truth. Your soul knows there is no separation. Your soul knows there is nothing stopping you from what you want in life. Your soul knows that, quite frankly, when you're in your heart and soul, you don't really want anything anymore. Because you would have arrived. But that's another fear. That life could be so beautiful that you don't want anything anymore. That life could be so beautiful that you're at peace. That there's no more need, that there's no more goal, that there's no more habits, that there's nothing more to do. because you're here. You've returned to oneness. And the thing that stops you from that is resistance. And so my challenge for you this week is to ask yourself, grab a pen and a piece of paper. How does resistance show up in my life? How do I judge? How do I compare? How do I wish that it was different? How do I dwell on this illusion called mistakes, which there is no such thing as mistakes? How am I constantly in my head? How am I avoiding the present moment? How is it that I'm always having a goal? How do I avoid sitting with my children and my spouse? How do I avoid intimacy with those that I love? Answer those questions. And then answer the deeper question, why? And get ready. If this is you and you're ready to end resistance in your life, if you're ready to end whatever is blocking you from becoming your highest self, all you have to do is close your eyes and speak to God. We can do it right now. And we don't speak up here, we speak in here. And we simply say, God, show me. Show me where resistance was first planted into my heart and soul. Show me in my dreams. Show me in life. Bring to me the people, the circumstances, the experiences that I need to experience and see in order to uncover where I am most resisting my power, my peace, my joy, and my freedom. I am ready. I am open. And I'm all in. If you show me, I will follow. So please just show me, as I will be waiting and I will be listening for your calling and your direction. And so it is. And that's it. That's all you have to do. It's how powerful you actually are. And, I want to warn you, watch what happens. Start paying attention. Start noticing the things that show up, because once you go inward and you say a prayer like that, things are going to start happening. Yeah. And one of the best things you can do is to journal. Journal the experience. Journal what comes up. And you'll start to notice that life is starting to try to show you the pathway to healing your highest self, so that you can return to the authenticity of who you are, and you can remove any mental resistance that is blocking you from the life that you are born to live. We'll see you next week on another episode of The Higher Self.